Many people have spiritual husbands, many women have spiritual husbands, and many men have spiritual wives, and they know it not. I tell you the truth, brothers and sisters. Have you ever gone to sleep and you had a wet dream? Have you ever gone to sleep and you woke up and you said, man, it felt like I had sexual intercourse? Have you ever went to sleep and you felt violated when you woke up? Have you been examining what you have been looking into? Have you been examining where your interests have been? That's the question. Sex is a very spiritual thing. Pornography is a very spiritual thing. It's a covenant. When you go to make a covenant, when you begin to lust after these women, I tell you, we need to, even, like I'm telling you, this thing is very hard. I know it's very difficult. I will even say this. If I go to entertain pornography, even now, it's so strong. To see those things, it's so strong. I will be pulled there. If I start to entertain, I will be pulled there. And I'm telling you right now, brothers and sisters, that is how strong, that is how powerful these temptations are in these last days. Remember, man was brought down by a woman. The devil used a woman to deceive Adam. And for all the authority that was given to man, the devil took it away from man, all because of a woman. And even so now, we're in the last days, and the devil is using women. Women are a great asset to the devil. Women, you have to understand how much power you hold in your hands. If you yield yourself servants to obey and to hearken unto the voice of the whisperer, the serpent, I'm telling you, you are vulnerable. You have no power to overcome the devil. Why? Because your first mother was the first one to obey his voice and to establish a relationship with the serpent of old. She was in direct communion with the devil. And so every woman that proceeded forth out of her womb would be subject to being susceptible to the serpent's whisper. Friends, I tell you, we must study, we must understand exactly the origin of sin, and we must understand exactly why sin is so pulling. Do you know, brothers and sisters, the reason why people actually struggle with pornography, the reason why people struggle with lust, the lust of the flesh? The true reason behind it, brothers and sisters, I tell you, it's because sex was made, man was given sex, woman was given sex for a reason. It is to show unto us, it is to draw us. Even sexual intimacy is spiritual intimacy. And I believe that even the intimacy that we have among ourselves, it is reflecting a spiritual intimacy that exists in a much more higher plane, where the intimacy that comes when two come together and become one, it is to even reveal to us that spiritual desire for us to even be united with our Father in heaven. But when we seek for that fulfillment elsewhere, if you are seeking to be fulfilled in a place other than your Heavenly Father, if you are going somewhere else where you were never called, I tell you the truth, you are not going to find anything but emptiness. You're just going to continue to be empty and empty and empty. And the more you keep searching, the more you keep uniting yourself with uncleanness, the more empty you become. And the more empty you become, the more darker you become. Why? Because every time you keep venturing into darkness, as your fantasy grows worse and worse, that light becomes dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until that light is no more. The devil seeks to rob you and I of the light that our Father in heaven has put in us. Brothers and sisters, This is no joking matter. Why do you have supernatural spiritual attacks? Why do you have nightmares that come upon you? Why are you being visited in the night by demons? Friends, sexual fantasies are connected to the supernatural realm. It is connected to the spirit realm. It is connected to spiritualism. Do you understand? Sex is very spiritual. It's very spiritual. We have to understand when our Father in heaven says to us that we should avoid youthful lust, we should flee fornication, we should avoid unclean things, we should not mingle ourselves. Every time, I want you to think about this. Whenever the temptation comes for you to go and view pornography, I want you to consider it as you yourself are now looking at bond women. You're looking at the slaves, or you're looking at anyone who is in sin. If you are in homosexual, if you are being enticed with homosexual thoughts, you are gazing upon now, you are venturing into a world of those who are in bondage to the demon of homosexuality, and thus you are serving the gods of homosexuality. You are serving the gods of lesbianism. You are serving the gods of transsexualism. You are going to be serving the gods eventually of pedophilia. I tell you, brothers and sisters, that there are devils which are eyeing us down, and every opportunity, every moment that we give them, they are willing to capitalize. Father in heaven, please help us that we may not be vulnerable to the enemy's attacks, but may we gain victory over the devil and his angels. In the mighty name of Yeshua, I pray. Brothers and sisters, we're continuing this. Come back and join me. I'm going to be continuing this and doing another video that's going to follow this up. Thank you for tuning in and for joining me. Those who are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be answering your questions on this channel. We're going to be doing video responses, and we are going to continue to venture in to understand more about the scriptures. Friends, there's a lot more that we ought to gain, that we need to learn from. So I'm trying to keep these videos nice and short, not too long, but just enough for you to be able to gain enough information from it. And I'm going to also see you in the next video. We're going to continue this. All right. Thank you for tuning in and for joining me. May you be blessed, be safe, and I will see you next time.